So, all right.
Right.
Well, let's get to Connor's Hawkeyes. Iowa wins 13-10 over Nebraska. Iowa cements a 10-2 record after firing their offensive coordinator, which Connor was begging for the last time we talked. Because I think it was what after
Absolutely.
that Minnesota game, the last time I had you on.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's right.
yeah, what were your thoughts on this game, Connor?
So, it was one of those games that heading into it, we had a lot of guys that were like questionable. There was talk that we might be sitting guys out because, we wanted to get healthy for Indy. I don't think that actually happened at all. I think only one person came out, and that was Logan Jones, our center. So I think everyone wanted to play. Unfortunately, it's Nebraska. They're a tough team. It's a rival game. So I knew going into it that it was going to be low scoring. I think obviously everyone did, hence the over under of the game being what it was.
Yeah,
24 points is unreal. But
hit the under still.
yeah, no kidding. But for once, it was one of those games with Iowa that I was not impressed with special teams. The last few weeks, our kicker, Drew Stevens, has been getting blocked at the line of scrimmage. He's pulled a couple. So we had to resort to a backup kicker, as I'm sure you heard a couple times. And
Yeah.
it was his first kick at Iowa, and he came in clutch and won it for us. But yeah, our special teams was not sharp. So fortunately, we had our defense, come up big and have a turnover at the end of the game. And shout out Ethan Herkett. And it was just one of those ones. I'm happy to get a dub and move on. Just go to Indy, wipe my hands at 10-2. We don't get 10 wins often in Iowa, so shout out to Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah, to me, I mean, it was just a wild ending there. Interception. Deacon Hill throws the interception, and then right after that, Chubba Purdy. Am I saying it right? Chubba Purdy.
I think it's Chuba Purdy, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounded wrong, but anyway, he throws the interception after that. It was just a crazy ending because what has Nebraska struggled with all season long? Turnovers. And they get
Right.
the turnover. It's 10-10. They get the turnover. It's like, oh my gosh, we have life. And then Purdy throws the interception. It was like, oh my gosh. I didn't really have a dog in this fight. I didn't have money on this game, so like I was just kind of watching it for fun while I
Sure.
was at my in-laws' house. But I was like, man, I felt bad for Nebraska. Not that I didn't feel happy for Iowa and Kirk Ferentz because I think it's a cool story this season, and I've kind of been pseudo rooting for Iowa a little bit. But I just felt bad for Nebraska. It was like one more game where you have this happen again, where it's the turnovers, all those things going on. Zach, what were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I just felt sad for Nebraska fans. I because it's been the feeling of the past 4 or 5 years now. And I think there's a feeling amongst some Nebraska fans like, here we go again. Is Matt Rule really just Scott Frost 2.0? He's not.
No,
He's not. They've actually won a close game or two this year. But the thing that actually I came away with, besides the special teams, I appreciate what you're saying, Connor, because I was shocked that they could, 2 kicks blocked. And with that, I thought in the first half, I actually thought Iowa offensively looked semi-competent. I thought, that Stelianos, their third tight end who's come in, I thought he had a couple of really good plays. It's a bummer that I think it's Caleb Brown got hurt
Yep.
because it looked like he was really starting to get into the offense. I thought Deacon Hill looked comfortable in the first half, and then it kind of all unraveled in the second half. But it was like, okay, there are at least some things to build on. That if I'm Michigan, like I don't think any of us would pick Iowa to win next week, maybe. But there are at least things that you can build on that, like back 5 or 6 weeks ago, I'm like, I'm not sure you can build on anything. Like it just looked so bad across the board. And I'm like, there's actually some things that I think Iowa can do offensively. Michigan's a really good defense, but I came away thinking, wow, there were flashes of things that I had not seen maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I think that Iowa is growing as a team, and it's really hard to do that when you have as many injuries that Iowa's been able to have. To me, the offense has almost looked its best this season after Brian Ferentz was fired. Like, I know that's weird,
Yeah.
but like, it's almost like Brian Ferentz was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna throw my hands up in the air and just do all the things that I was scared to do before because it doesn't really matter now. I'm already fired, so I'm just gonna go out there and do all these things and let my guys play loose and free. So it's kind of crazy the way it's worked out, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. So thanks for listening to the Big Ten Huddle. Please do like and subscribe. We appreciate that. If this was your first time listening, we are the Big Ten Huddle. We cover all things Big Ten football and basketball. We have a long episode every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, all at 9 o'clock. So come in, check us out, get in the chat, let us know what you're thinking. We would love to have you join us and learn more about the Big Ten.